Good evening, everyone. Thanks for clicking on to tonight's Weather Extra. I had a little extra time before we get ready for our CBS 13 Live at 5 newscast, and I want to keep everyone updated on our next storm system moving in. That one will be on Wednesday, and overall, it's a very active weather pattern. We just missed out on a storm today. Our next one moves in on Wednesday, and the next one we have to keep an eye on after that will be Sunday night into Monday. That one bears watching as well. Here's satellite radar tonight. It's snowing down in southern New England. We just got the clouds from this one here in northern New England. It's actually a little high over southern parts of Canada, sort of blocking any northern progression of the storm system. The high sort of is like Seattle's defense last night. Wouldn't it be nice if Patriots could do that? But either way, we got some weather here. Here's a live look right now from the Mount Washington Observatory's webcam. You can always check that out at mountwashington.org. There's the sun setting. What a gorgeous shot. Notice a little bit of an undercast or a partial undercast, but even that is thinning out. Now a live look from our Old Orchard Beach Pier cam looking off to the north. There's the clearing trend we just outlined. I'm recording this just before 5 o'clock. Skies should clear out and temps will dip into the teens tonight. Okay, one storm system is pulling away. This is the guy that just missed us tonight. Notice what's lurking to our west. Not much. That's going to be our weather for Tuesday. So Tuesday looks to be a very nice winter day. There's actually a fair amount of moisture moving across Texas. You can see it right in there. And also, as the storm system gets going, we're going to see a fair amount of Gulf of Mexico moisture surging north, feeding into this next storm system for Tuesday night into Wednesday. So everything seems to be coming together, and our forecast remains on track for a sizable storm for Wednesday. Now, if this was back in December or even early January, I'd say, okay, it's just another storm. But since we haven't had a storm in quite some time, it's probably more of a significant storm just because we haven't had one in quite a while. Many towns will get over a half a foot of snow, especially over extreme southern parts of Maine. Here are the details now. Storm tracker around 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. Again, tomorrow looks to be a good day with highs settling in. We're going to see a fair amount of sun for your Tuesday. Wednesday, again, the snow moves in probably late Tuesday night and extending into Wednesday morning. This is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Notice the low is passing far enough to our south that we should stay all snow. Temps look cold enough to support all snow. The big question is how much precipitation is going to be involved with this one. Extreme southern parts of the viewing area, you stand the best chance for seeing the highest snowfall totals. Thursday looks to be okay. We're actually going to see partial clearing, and Friday looks pretty nice as well. This is one forecast model's projection of how much snow to expect. This is run off the European model, so take it with a grain of salt. This is one forecast model from the Portland area points south. Some towns here 8, 9, 10 inches of snow. I do think that may be a little bit high, but I want to watch that pretty closely. You head farther off to the north, it's probably like a 4 to 8 or a 3 to 6 from Mid-Coast Maine up into central Maine. And up into the mountains, slightly lighter amounts there. Again, that's run off of the European model, and it's only one forecast model, so take it with a grain of salt. We'll look at a few more in just a moment. Let's nail down the timing before we do that, though. Again, tomorrow is a nice day. Temps starting in the teens and 20s early on at 7 o'clock. Note the lack of clouds. Even by 1 o'clock tomorrow, it's mostly sunny, with high temps making it into the lower 30s. Tomorrow's probably one of the best days this week. If you have outdoor plans, I think we're in pretty good shape. Now, the snow moves in at an ideal time for kids who don't do their homework. Early Wednesday morning, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So school children and students, teachers, they're all pretty happy with the timing of this one. So we'll have to see if they have school on Wednesday. But 5 a.m. snow moves in. Temps look cold enough to support snow, and it should snow for most of the day on Wednesday. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Temps certainly look cold enough to support snow. With highs in the 20s. Thursday looks partly cloudy. It looks to be a decent day, a little bit breezy. Temps will be quite a bit cooler with highs running in the 20s that day as well. All right, snow tracker. This is one forecast model. This is a model we run in-house called Microcast, but it initializes off of the GFS model from this morning. Initialize at 7 a.m. Notice southern parts of the viewing area here, 7, 8 inches of snow. You head up to Portland, slightly lighter amounts. Again, this may be a little bit too low, and this is one model, so take it with a grain of salt. As you head up into central parts of Maine, closer to a half a foot of snow, mid-coast Maine, more of the same. And back through the mountains, farther north you go, the lighter amounts of snow you're going to get right there. This also is a microcast run that we run in-house. It's a 6-kilometer model. This one initializes off of the North American model from 7 o'clock this morning. So also take this one with a grain of salt. Notice slightly higher amounts as you head down into southern parts of York County. A few spots here could be upwards of 9-10 inches of snow. With lighter amounts the farther north you go here. I still think that's a little bit low for Portland, but we'll watch it for you. From Lewiston up through Augusta, it's probably a 3 to 6 or 4 to 8, more the same across the mid-coast. Again, another forecast model. This is my forecast as far as snowfall accumulations, and this is an early stab at numbers, so take this with a grain of salt as well, because we're probably going to be making a few changes with it as we go forward here. Snow develops during the early morning hours Wednesday, and it snows throughout pretty much the entire day, with the jackpot expected to be over southern parts of the area. A solid 6 to 10 inches, I think, from Portland down to Biddeford, Saco, York, Kittery, Wells, Kennebunkport, Sanford, you're involved in this as well. This extends down to southern New Hampshire. Now, if you're watching us from Sebago Lake up to Lewiston, even a good chunk of the mid-coast, up over to Freiburg, Conway, it's probably around 4 to 8. There'll be a cutoff somewhere in here, Augusta 3 to 6, through the Oxford Hills perhaps 3 to 6, with lighter amounts up towards the Canadian border there at Oxford, Franklin, and Somerset County. So we'll play with these numbers a little bit. Craig will have more updates tomorrow morning, and I'll have another update tonight on CBS 13 at 11. So tomorrow looks to be a nice one. Snow moves in during the pre-dawn hours on Wednesday. It snows most of the day. Thursday and Friday look okay. Temps in the 20s. Note those overnight lows. We're heading back to winter. Overnight lows will slip into the single digits with highs in the 20s. The next storm we need to watch will be Sunday night into Monday. And some forecast model guidance is suggesting that that one could be an even stronger storm. It has to track right, though. If it tracks right, it could be a real big one. And who remembers this weekend, of course, is the anniversary of last year's blizzard. So we'll have to see what happens there. That's the way things look. We'll have more updates, of course, on CBS 13 live at 5, live at 5:30, and CBS 13 at 6. And I'll have another update at on 10 o'clock on Fox and CBS 13 at 11. We'll see you then. Have a nice night.